Mushy, thank you for liking, following, much appreciated. Good day, everyone. Thank you for being here. Playing the Leisure Suit Larry game. I got code for this game actually, but I also bought it. So that. Where is that, man? So we wound up in this jail. There's cannibals on this island.
I'm taking this with me, at the risk of someone thinking I'm a doctor. I wonder what would happen if I pulled on it.
Oh, there's a skeleton up there, eh?
Ah, so that's what happens.
You are our guest.
Celestine, thank you for liking, much appreciated. Hey Celestine, you know, one of the upcoming YouTube videos that I'm editing currently is your island, actually. Going through the old Animal Crossing videos and editing some and stuff, so I gotta abbreviate it down. I don't know if I'll be able to get it tomorrow up, but maybe on Saturday or something. Anyway, thought you'd find that interesting, so keep an eye on the YouTube for some memories of what your island looked like back then.
Locked.
I got a chopped up. I have Stephanie's old island and your old island, so I haven't decided what quite editing approach I want to do there. I want to probably cut it down to under a minute though.
I can't reach it. Maybe Swiggle could do something.
Get something off
I
of
wonder
him.
what that's for. I already have.
Already got a skeleton.
Do you have any idea how we can get out of here?
But Master Larry, why would I want to leave?
Because they want to eat us.
But Master Larry, what's wrong with being swallowed?
Oh, God.
What is it, Master Larry? Good heavens, you've gone so pale all of a sudden.
You...
Yes.
You're even worse than I am.
Oh, thank you so much, Master.
I don't think Faith remembers anything.
What should she remember, Master Larry?
Well, me. Her former life.
Oh, gods, how boring.
You are our guest.
Scotty, thank you for liking.
What was that about the cave and the keystones again?
One of the local legends, my dear sir. A cave is said to impart profound knowledge to all those who pass through it. Ecstasy, sir. Ecstasy. But unfortunately, it's not all that easy to get to the cave anymore, and you also need a lost keystone to open it.
But seriously, how can we escape?
Well, we can't. But that's not bad. It's just about time for another meal.
Maybe we should go on a hunger strike.
But that won't fill us up.
Okay, I'll take care of it myself. I got in here, so I can get back out too.
That's what I always tell myself during sex.
Ba-dum-bum.
Hey, I need your help.
I'm sorry, sir, but I can't reach your pants right now.
That's not what I mean. Can you reach that cable?
I'm sorry, sir, but that's too far away from me.
Damn it. If I could only get him closer to it somehow. See you later. It's too far away. I can't reach that.
You are our guest.
Esther, thank you for liking. Much appreciated. Got a key.
This is the second smallest key I've ever seen. It makes me feel a little bit like a doctor that women trust.
You said no, I do not eat meat only once a month. No, but if it was that once a month, would would you consider eating meat grown in a lab? Like, let's say you had some delicious steak available for like a quarter of the price. You know, because steak's getting expensive these days. Geez, you know, I saw some steak in Costco the other day. It was like $80. Well, I don't know what kind of meat you like when you do eat it once a month. But, you know, the equivalent, but like, say, significantly cheaper. You know, basically, oh, some ribs. Oh, they could probably grow that too. But I saw a show on it.
You
They're
are our
talking about
guest.
it. Julian, thank you for liking. I saw a show they're talking about it, and you know, it's just, you know, it's a little more probably environmentally friendly, or you know, you're not killing an animal for it, you know, that kind of thing. But if it tastes exactly the same, I mean, you know, not like we don't eat genetically modified food. You know, if you look at a banana that's nice and yellow and all that stuff, that's not natural banana. You know, that's not how they originally started, or seedless grapes or things like that. So you know, that's the question. You know, it might be at some point that might be our only choice. You know, we might not have a lot of meat available. Y'all eating jellyfish at some point. Buy organic bananas? Are they like the black and like kind of black looking ones? Because that's what the real bananas look like. Hello, Scotty. But anyway, that's kind of, I was just kind of curious because I saw some thing,
See
some
you
show
later.
on it. It's just talking about it as being a potential choice, an alternative way to have meat that's not been slaughtered. Were you Julian? Or meat substitute in a lab? Oh, yellow with red wax on the bottom of them. You know what
You are our guest.
plantain looks like. Fire Devil, thank you for liking.
If I touched that, I might be able to bypass the cable, but my hands would be toast.
That sounds terrible. Jellyfish, or are you talking about a meat grown in a lab? Well, a lot of people don't like to eat meat because they don't like the part where the animal is killed, right? So they take some cells and they grow a big steak for you, and they charge you a quarter of the price of normal steak. I mean, you know, there's some advantages to that. You know, you're not killing an animal from your thing. I'm just giving potential scenarios there, you know.
Unfortunately, it won't open. The cannibal guards are talking outside, but I can't hear what they're saying this way. I can't reach that.
How do I get out of jail here?
That needs some electricity.
This lever I can't reach. I wonder where the keyhole is here.
But
Well, but that's not. It's just a.
maybe we should go on.
But that will.
Okay, I got it.
That's.
Ugh.
See you later.
Doesn't appear to be a keyhole here anywhere. Hard pass for Fire Devil. See, like here with the eyes, I'm using an eye software so that it looks at camera more. So right now I'm looking at the camera. I'll follow my finger, and you can see where my eye is. Anyway, kinda, I don't know if it's creepy. Talking to Swingle here. I don't want to talk to him.
See
I
you
want to
later.
swing his cage over a bit. Probably something to do with this lever, though.
A lever. I prefer big red buttons. It's too far away.
So maybe I can give him the key.
I don't think he needs that.
Maybe I can connect the wires. The key?
Those two things.
Maybe it's a stethoscope.
That's fine, just the way it is. That won't help.
Oh, so you like to play doctor?
Well, at least I got a reaction out of it.
Better not. It fits perfectly. Let's give it a try.
Okay, we got the button to start the electricity, I guess. That looks like it go over here somewhere.
That's where the break in the cable is. Those two things won't work together. That's fine. That won't happen. Better not. That's fine. Not my fetish. He would. Not a good idea.
Oh, so you like to play doctor?
Could be something else in here, eh?
If I touched that, I might be able to bypass the cable, but my hands would be toast.
Some rubber gloves, man.
See you later.
New choices.
It looks pretty old and run down. It won't conduct electricity in this condition. The third arm never hurts.
There, we got an extra arm now. I can use that to pull this lever.
When my arm's not long enough, there's nothing better than an extension. Hey, I need your help.
I'm sorry, sir, but I can't reach your pants right now.
That's not what I mean. Can you reach that cable?
Ooh, Master Larry. Electrical shocks. How wicked. And here at first, I thought you were boring. Should I attach the ends of the cable to my nipples?
All you have to do is hold it.
Fine then.
See you later.
Attached to his nipples.
Let's give it a try. If I touch that, I might be able to bypass the cable. That won't help. Better not. That's fine. That won't help. Better not.
Well, he said something about the airplane door. They're talking out there.
I could use that to hear stuff. There are 2 of those cannibal girls on guard duty out there.
But it's just a phase. I think all of us go through it. It'll pass. But I'm just curious. What is it about men that you're so interested in? They're useless. I've never seen one naked. Yes, you have. I mean, not all charred and wrinkled. You'd be better off focusing on your job. Otherwise, the queen's gonna be so angry again. Yeah, you're right. And don't forget to update the scrum board after your shift. I won't. See you later.
Interesting.
Kind of interested in seeing him naked. What did that do us?
If I touch that, that's fine. That won't help. Let's give it a try. That needs some electricity. It's too far away. I can't reach.
What do I have that would help me? Julian, I need you to tell me what to do here. How do I gap that electricity? One key and the other. Something else I can reach here.
It looks pretty old and run down. I've heard enough. Better not.
There's a painting. Where's the painting?
Somehow, she seems a little cold. What a waste of sexual opportunity. I wonder if it belonged to the Sister Superior. This used to be a freezer, but not anymore. That's the way out, but there's a cannibal. I don't even want to look at his suit. See you later. Unfortunately, it won't. That needs some elect. Must have been one hell of a diet. Must have been one hell. That's fine.
I gotta put a couple items together, eh?
Good idea, but... Th- Those can't... That won't... Good idea. Those can't...
Hey, Caesar.
When my arm's not long enough, there's nothing better than an extension.
Oh, not there. Okay, how about here? Ooh, that feels good.
For sharing and liking.
If I touch that, I might be able to bypass it.
You are our guest.
Let's give it a try.
I could probably touch this wire now.
If I touch that, there's a piece of cable missing.
I got some cable from somewhere, eh?
It looks pretty old and run down. It won't conduct electricity in this condition. It's too far away. If I touch that, it looks pretty old and run down. It won't... That won't help. When my arm's not long enough, there's nothing better than an extension. Let's give it a try. Hey,
I'm sorry.
that's not... Can you reach that?
Ooh, man, here at... Should I attach...
All you have to do is...
Fine, then.
See you later. If I touch that, that needs some elect... Better not. That's fun. Let's give it a try. Unfortunately,
Gotta be related to that cable, eh?
hello? Could you come in here, please?
What do you want?
What does guard duty entail?
You guard things.
You have to patrol and inspect things regularly. Maybe you should do a cell inspection.
Why?
I could be planning an escape.
You? No one's ever broken out of this cell.
The little guy is in bad shape.
That's nothing new. He's totally sick. In every way imaginable. He tells me about how great the sex is when you have an out-of-body experience.
I mean, how is that even
Timothy,
possible?
thank you for
I
sharing.
don't want to find out.
What are you two talking about out there?
Did you eavesdrop on us?
No, I wasn't sure what you were saying. That's why I was asking.
That's none of your business. You're our prisoner, and I'm not even supposed to talk to you.
You are our guest.
Bored.
Me too.
What's it like being
Thank
a
you for
cat?
liking,
What do you
Timothy.
want to know?
What do you ladies do all day?
The Queen told us.
Oh, not there. Okay, how about here? Ooh, that feels good.
It's exhausting.
Good evening.
Ever since the Queen organized us, we've constantly had to do sprints.
I hate sprinting too.
Everything has to be agile.
You girls look pretty limber to me.
No, I'm talking about scrum.
Scum?
No, it's the way we work.
Let's talk about something else. I always get so tired when people talk about work.
Get a job. If you're a man, you wouldn't be able to handle the job anyway.
Could you bring us a board game?
What is a board game?
You have a board on which you move pieces around. Don't you have any of those here?
Can you eat the pieces?
No.
Then we don't have them.
Can I get something to eat?
You'll get your food when I decide it's time.
But I'm hungry now.
It's mine to decide.
Bummer. And here I am, always bringing someone something to eat. Let me out, or my God will send a storm to destroy the island.
God would never do that. She gave us this island. An island where we can just be ourselves. Where men still have their place.
I really don't want to know where that is.
Good evening.
I heard that you'd like to see a non-barbecued man naked.
Well, we don't get a lot of that around here. And when we do, it's never for long.
We could change that.
Tell me, are you a typical man?
Well, to be honest, I'm above average.
Really? Well, that does make me a little curious. Okay, show me.
You sure don't waste any time.
My shift's almost over. Do it. Okay, at least it's not charred, but it's still all wrinkled.
He's asleep right now.
Then I'd better let him sleep.
Oh,
You have to touch it. You should see what happens then. Oh, good grief.
you stay out of this. Well, he's not entirely wrong.
But now I've seen an original. Thanks.
Always happy to help, especially when you don't get sued.
Reminds me of your food.
Now I really want some food.
Well, it's not feeding time yet. But since you showed me yours, now I'll show you mine.
Really?
Hold on a second.
That does look very, appetizing.
At least a lot more appetizing than the other one. No matter what we do with that little guy, he just doesn't gain weight. Or maybe it just takes longer.
My bodily fluids are always in full flow, my good woman.
Ugh.
An animation, their boobs bounce. Back. Give me a sausage, eh?
Talk about having a sad sausage.
There we go.
It fits perfectly. Let's give it a try.
Turn on the light.
We did it, Pi. Let's go. We can finally escape this island.
Are you just going to leave the little guy behind?
We'll do whatever we can to save him.
That's the Larry I know.
Leaving so soon, Master Larry? I would have thought you would have appreciated the company of these lovely ladies. And here I was hoping that we would get to know each other much better. Much
You
more
are our guest.
intimately.
But
God, thank you for
now that I
liking.
think about it, we can leave him here.
If you're resourceful enough to break out of this very well-guarded prison, with your help, I might even be able to locate that cavern of cosmic cognition. We could experience the pleasures there together. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
I'm not so sure.
Well, if you want to learn more, check out my hotel room, number 69, where you can find a file I compiled. It contains
If you
everything
guys
I
are
found out
really
about
us,
it.
what number are we
I'll
thinking
think about
of?
it. Keep a stiff upper
69,
lip.
That
dudes!
too.
What up?
Whew, we got away. And nobody has to eat anyone.
Swingle is still there?
Oh, he'll take care of himself. But what do we do now? Faith has lost her memory. She can't even remember me.
Now, think about how we can change that, Larry.
Think sharp, Larry. Think sharp. Give it to her good.
Larry, you should do something she doesn't want to forget again right away. You just learned something from Swingle.
His zippers distracted me.
The thing about the cave.
What cave?
Larry, he said that there is a cavern of cosmic cognition on the archipelago. Whoever enters it gains a deeper knowledge of themselves.
I've known everything there is to know about myself for a long time.
Not you, Faith.
Oh, right.
Whether that has anything to do with the pleasures that little perv is looking for remains to be seen. But maybe this cave does contain some powers that can help Faith learn about herself. And maybe then she'll remember.
Sometimes I feel like you do all my thinking for me. And I like that.
So now you have to locate the cave and open it.
Yes?
And then find a way to get Faith there.
Yes?
And then...
I know give her a maximum score on timber.
Oh, no, Larry. If the legend is true, she'll remember everything.
It all sounds almost too simple. Okay, let's get back to Kahlua. We should look for that file in Swingle's suite.
Guess we're going to Suite 69.
Headquarters, come in, please.
No! I said that's lube! It doesn't go in your mouth! It goes, spit that back out! Yamai! What's up, baby?
Have you found out anything about this Larry guy yet?
Hold on tight, Yanmai. He used to work for Prune.
What?
We found him in the personnel records. He was a stripper intern.
Unbelievable. That must have been a cover identity. So he already infiltrated Prune, where he probably stole all the company's secrets. But on whose behalf? Who are you working for, Larry?
He's clearly a threat. Maybe you should eliminate him, just to be on the safe side.
No, we can't lose sight of our goal. Faith. If he managed to infiltrate Prune, he might be able to figure out a way to get Faith her memory back. That's the only way we can find out where the algorithm is.
Right. You have my complete trust and my best torture knife. But wash it thoroughly before you bring it back. It's a family heirloom.
Understood.
I should see how the secret project is going. Hopefully, there have been some results.
Hopefully.
I'm under pressure all the way up to here. Sorry, my darling. My favorite engineer, my genius. How are the tests going?
Well, to be honest, not as well as I hoped. The motor skills aren't fully developed yet, and the AI doesn't work well enough.
And the sex routines?
They belong to the motor skills.
Fortunately, our test subjects all signed indemnification contracts, protecting us from any injury-based lawsuits.
Faith's algorithm would make everything so much simpler.
It can't be long now, Nari. Once we have the self-learning routine, it will run exactly the same way, by itself. But we can't waste any time. We have to announce our product.
I don't think that's advisable.
Yes, it is, Nari. Something is brewing in New Lost Wages. I feel it. Okay, I feel an itching in my crotch too, but that's got nothing to do with this. At any rate, we have to be one step ahead of everyone else. Soon, we will reveal to the world the Pie Bot. So, yeah, this definitely looks like Swingle's room to me. He's certainly made himself comfortable here. Don't you think so, Pi?
Please just find that file and let's get out of here.
I gotta the washroom. I'll be right back. Thank you for being patient. You were. Patient. There we go.
Plugs can seal up all sorts of things.
There we go. Now we got a beaver
I
plug.
like beavers. Soft and absorbent. They don't look like they've been used, but I'll play it safe and keep my hands off them. It's a phone. The cord goes under the dresser. Okay, what should I dial? No answer. No answer. Scandal. No answer. No answer. No, I don't need that. Now I have 108 minutes of peace and quiet again. I'm gonna dial K even if it doesn't work. Hi, I'd like to complain about a bug. Oh, wrong number. No answer. Sacrilege. No answer.
It's an interesting game.
Hi, I'd like to complain about a bug. Oh, wrong number. Hello, Dr. Shu? There's no one there. Kahlua doesn't have police.
You know what number that one was?
No answer. No answer. That number's easy to remember. No answer.
Must be something in one of these.
No answer. No answer. I'd better not. No answer. Yeah, man. No answer. No answer. No answer. I'll see you in hell. No answer. Okay, what should I dial? No answer. No answer. No. That's the kind of thing an idiot would have on his luggage.
Ah! That's the space balls quote.
No answer.
So the guy says, and then the governor comes in and goes, "Hey, that's my luggage combo."
No answer.
We didn't
Okay,
get all
what
the
should I
numbers.
dial?
I don't know. Didn't seem to really go with much, did it?
No answer. That's the kind of thing an idiot. Yeah.
Hi.
It would take me too long to type that in.
Achievement.
Locked. And there's no way to enter. Okay, what should I...
One of these codes, I guess.
No answer. No. No answer. No answer.
The little blue thing underneath that bed?
Hmm.
Massage wand.
Discreet and versatile. Massage. Strange nubs. I can't take those with me. I can't take them. I know I'm not supposed to pull levers where I don't know what they do, but... Now I remember why I didn't want to do that anymore. Pretty handy when you can just take one of these things off again. I like my leisure suit much better. I'm not touching that. I wouldn't fit into that, hopefully. Why is it called a ball gag? I mean, it's not even funny.
Guess, gotta be the phone we're going for here, eh?
Locked. Okay, what should I dial? No answer. No answer. I do feel a little weird.
Marks. Red, white, green, black. That do?
I'll put all the toys back in there before I close the door.
I don't know. I think you had to do something with this.
That won't help. Okay, what should I dial?
What, I haven't dialed yet.
That unlocked the safe. I'm curious to see what's in Swingle's file. Look at this pie. This must be the file Swingle was talking about. Ah, it's kind of sticky.
Only touch it with your fingertips. I don't want to even think about the diseases you could catch from that. Let me scan it for you instead. I'll put it all in my database so I can give you the information whenever you need it. Just don't hold me too close. Ew.
Okay.
There. I got it all.
What exactly is in the file?
Swingle has been very busy indeed. These are copies of historical documents from the crew that discovered the archipelago. Diary entries and letters, the captain's logbook, some pretty confused notes, and Swingle has also entered some notes of his own. The ship's crew actually entered this cavern of cosmic cognition that Swingle mentioned. To open it, they needed a keystone, which they found. At that point, the records become a little muddled. It seems they learned a lot about themselves, but for some of them, it wasn't very nice. What they learned led them to break the keystone into 4 pieces. Captain Muffington, Regibald Cockburn, Lady Gobbledick, and the Marquis de Carnard, they each kept 1 piece. They concealed the route to the cave so that no one would ever enter it again.
This sounds like a job for Larry Laffer. What happened to them?
They all died under mysterious circumstances.
What happened to Lady Gobbledick?
She mysteriously suffocated. Not much information is available about her, except that she lived with Cockburn. Here's another one of his diary entries. My beloved Lady Gobbledick's grave must never be found by anyone. The dark truth must never be revealed. Only I know the way to her grave. It begins on, the entry ends there. It appears the second page is missing.
I have to find that second page to get to Lady Gobbledick's grave and find out more about her keystone. Tell me about the captain.
Muffington first settled on one of the islands, which to this day bears his name. But whatever he learned about himself in that cave, one night, he couldn't take it anymore. He tried to sail the Unsatisfied out of the archipelago with a small crew, but huge waves smashed his ship against the rocks. One of them was the legendary Phallus Rock, which is still worshipped today as a symbol of fertility.
So his part of the keystone probably sank there with him.
Probably.
What do you know about Cockburn?
Regibald Cockburn started a family with Lady Gobbledick. Oh, that's interesting. His daughter later took the name Marley.
Wait, that's Bobby's name too. I should ask her about that. So Cockburn lived happily ever after?
He died of a broken hip from sex addiction.
Just what I said. Oh, what a life.
Were you listening to me?
You're making it sound like sex addiction is a bad thing.
Whatever. Anyway, he was buried on Muffington Island.
Probably with his keystone. What happened to the Marquis?
The Marquis couldn't cope with what he learned about himself in the cave. He threw himself into the Kahlua volcano.
Oops. That means there's no trace of his keystone, and it may have melted along with him.
But you could go to the volcano and look for clues.
Okay, so I have 4 keystones to find, and of course to locate the Cavern of Cosmic Cognition itself. Is there any information in that file that points to where I can find it?
A number of things point towards Kofuku Island. Swingle has even entered some coordinates where he believes the cave might be. But even if you find the cave and all 4 parts of the keystone, you still have a problem.
I'm too sexy for my shirt. Sexy for my shirt. My.
I'm too sexy for my shirt?
No. You have to get Faith to go with you into that cave.
You mean I have to trick the dangerous armed cannibal lesbians to get an audience with their queen who has amnesia and wants to roast me?
Exactly.
As good as done.
And, Larry, I don't know if this is even a good idea. What those people learned about themselves in the cave back then, it drove some of them crazy. Who knows what could happen to Faith in that cave? Or to you. Cosmic knowledge, self-knowledge, endless pleasures. That cave could be dangerous, too.
We have no choice, Pi. Faith is confused and has memory loss. Maybe the cave will give her mind a nudge in the right direction. And if it somehow turns me into a sex-craved pervert at the same time, then...
Nothing will have changed.
Hey, I was going to say, then I'll just have to live with it.
Until you die of a broken hip or throw yourself into a volcano.
This is starting to make my head hurt, Pi.
Don't worry, I entered it all in your app.
I can't take those with me. I'll put all the toys back in there before I close the door. I do feel a little weird with this one. That'll seal things up. Not that I'm speaking from experience, of course. To be honest, I haven't quite figured out which sex practice that's best for. It always falls off. Is there still spit on it? It's one of Swingle's, but this one isn't red. That's the information he collected. That won't help. Good idea, but... I'd better leave Swingle's toys here. He needs them more than I do.
Go to Bobby's office.
I already did that. And?
You look like you want to explore my love cave again. Then again, you always look like that.
So that's a yes?
That's a no. Thanks. But I'm satisfied for the moment.
But I'm not.
Your problem.
Regibald Cockburn is your ancestor?
That's true. How did you find out about that?
He carries his brains in his pocket, sister.
Yeah, he does. Regibald was not exactly the climax of my family tree.
The stone downstairs in the lobby was his?
Yeah.
Larry, that must be one of the keystones.
Can I have the stone from the lobby? It's really pretty.
The only way I'd let it out of my hands is if I were to get another memento of Regibald Cockburn. Like maybe his legendary signet ring. It's supposed to have some truly extraordinary powers.
Is there anything else you can tell me about Regibald Cockburn?
There hasn't been that much written or recorded about him. He was deeply in love with Lady Gobbledick and led an uneventful life. I once tried to promote his alleged motto as a slogan for Kahlua, but the resonance wasn't there, so I gave it up.
What was it then?
If it moves, you can screw it.
Nice motto, but a bad slogan.
Exactly.
Where can I find the Cavern of Cosmic Cognition?
Nobody knows for sure. According to legend, somewhere on Gafuku Island. I used to drag tourists there to show them the remains of the advanced civilization, the stone heads. They weren't particularly impressed. That's why I don't bother anymore.
But if there are traces of an advanced civilization there...
I call it advanced civilization because that's all we have here. It looks to me like some people who couldn't tolerate the native mushrooms washed up here a long time ago and built strange things. And the founding fathers weren't here of their own free will either, but were shipwrecked here instead.
Somehow a lot of people have ended up in this archipelago that way.
There are still some of the guys who came here for the festival near the cave on Gafuku. I mean, why not?
You
As long
are
as they don't
our
break
guest.
anything.
Walter, thank you for liking.
From a purely commercial standpoint, that makes sense.
That's what I said. Of course, I make sure not too many people disappear. Nobody here wants any news of that to get out. Nobody.
I get it already. Did you know that there are female cannibals here?
Of course.
And that doesn't frighten you?
Of course. I mean, I make sure that they don't abduct any guests who are particularly well off. But say, if someone is clearly way behind on their payments.
But aren't tightwads usually tough?
I'm not eating them myself.
Well, you certainly made a meal out of me.
Of course, I make sure not too many people disappear. Nobody here wants any news of that to get out. Nobody.
I get it already. Is the volcano still active?
It's actually quite active. That's why nobody goes there. Of course, there are always a few crazy adventurers who see that as a tough challenge. But then, that's the lava's problem, not mine.
Where's there an island around here with a particularly dangerous reef?
If I tell you that, will you feel impelled to go there?
Maybe.
With your so-called raft? Then it's better I don't tell you or I'll have you on my conscience.
I'm leaving now, and maybe another woman will want to have sex with me.
If she doesn't have anything better to do.
You recently got the game? Both of them, like the set? I find that last game a little bit easier than this one. Like, wet dreams don't dry. And the piano's not occupied.
Okay, let's see what I can do.
Good. There's somebody in the pool. Yeah, I always recommend Black Mirror to people.
How's the water?
Wet. You stupid or what? Stick your hand in if you want to know for sure.
I didn't mean to.
Don't care what you meant.
Have you been here at the hotel long?
Are you implying that I've been here since the 80s?
No, of course not.
I have, though. My second husband ripped off this stupid investor and took him for a cheap suite. And then I ripped him off. Now the suite is mine.
I'm sure he deserved it.
You better believe it. Only number 5 was worse.
And now you're living the good life here?
Nah, I'm looking for a new husband. Let's hope number 8 is better than number 7, and is packing more in his pants than number 6. How about you, kid? You already spoken for?
Nope.
Nah, forget it. You look like you slept in your clothes.
I don't know if I should feel like she saw right through me or if I should feel insulted. How's the husband hunt going?
Kinda stalled. Had a candidate in mind. Then he went swimming one night and disappeared. Well, one of his feet washed up on the beach. Don't want to marry a foot.
Nice drink.
Straight alcohol. Only way I can tolerate this meaningless existence.
You mean the whole leisurely floating in a pool under the tropical sun thing?
Here's mud in your eye, kid.
Can I have that crocodile?
It brings back fond memories of my 3rd husband. Although, actually, he was an asshole, too. Take it.
I have to get going. Don't drown. I always wanted to have an inflatable crocodile in my pants. Then I'll just grab this energy drink. There's nothing left in there.
Which episode are you on, Esta? Did you start right at the beginning?
Hey, Shawnee! How's the bag packing going?
It's pretty hard when there aren't many people around.
Because they don't give you enough money?
Sort of. Even the guy in the lobby won't give me any of his tips.
That could be because he works for them.
He just stands around all the time, not working. Besides, he probably's just using them for drugs.
True enough, I guess. Do you have any tips on how I can bag pack too?
Oh, you're doing all right with that raggedy outfit of yours.
I beg your pardon. This is my best suit.
Your expression's good too. Just a little confused, hungry, and pleading.
Hey, I don't always look like this.
Then you should be able to manage a trip around the world.
You started from season 6. You're up to season 3 now, so you're going backwards?
Who are these people who give you money?
They're from all different walks of life. I just have to build an emotional connection to them so that they understand my spiritual journey. Some people have real problems with that. They're just not in touch with themselves.
Or they're stingy.
Or that. I came to this archipelago to thank one of my benefactors personally. He founded this new, totally hip cryptocurrency and opened a new headquarters with his employees here on an island.
Cryptocurrency?
I'm sure you've heard of it. Clickcoin? Don't ask me exactly how that works. I haven't been able to use it to pay for anything yet, but it's good to have a reserve in your wallet.
Wallet?
Anyway, they're headquartered on an island that's completely inaccessible. An island completely surrounded by reefs. A lot of ships have gone down there. Some of them are really old. They must have been wrecked centuries ago.
Larry, according to Sir Muffington's log, his ship, the Unsatisfied, sank off a storm-tossed island here. We should take a closer look at that island.
You're right about that. But Shawnee, why did they open their headquarters in a place like this?
For security reasons, they said. It's private there. It's unregulated offshore waters and all that.
What can you tell me about the island with the dangerous reefs and the waves? Like, for example, its name?
No idea. But the coordinates of the island are -20 and 3. And your ship will have to be especially well equipped to prevent it from being wrecked too.
All I have is a raft.
Then even more so. You should put bumpers on both ends of your raft, otherwise the waves will toss you around and smash you against the rocks.
That would be a bad thing. Wanna go with me?
No, I'll let fate decide. When the stars are right, the perfect wave will carry me there.
If that works.
I float through life like a feather on the wind.
What was that again about an island surrounded by dangerous reefs?
The island where my benefactor has
That's a
his
good
headquarters?
episode
Its
that
coordinates
San
are -20
Junipero.
and 3. You can't get there unless you
Season
have
3 is
ship
a really
with
good season,
good
too.
impact protection. Otherwise, you'll smash up on the rocks there and find a wet grave.
I've heard that's supposed to be unpleasant. See you later.
There's also Bumber Shoot or Bumber something. That's Black Mirror made that one too.
What can you tell me about the other islands?
There's Muffington Island, but I'd stay away from there.
Why?
No one's ever come back from there.
Good reason.
Then there's Gafuku Island. It's so totally boring, just old statues, weird signs, lots of fog and mystery and stuff.
Who wants that?
For reals, dude. And don't go to Phallus Rock either. Ships sink there all the time.
Why is it called that?
There's a big rock, and it doesn't look like a forearm to me.
Relax.
Okay, folks, it's time.
Oh,
for
comedy act.
Thank you. You're a wonderful audience. Just too bad you're not here. Except for you, in the back. What's your name?
Larry. Larry Laffer.
You sure look like it, too. It's one dynamite joke after another today. Today's the premiere of my new stage show, featuring exclusive new material never before heard on any stage in the world.
Wow.
An orc, a troll, and a Mandalorian walk into a bar. The Mandalorian says, "I roll a 7." The orc drops dead in its tracks. Says the Mandalorian, "Hey, I didn't shoot first."
Ah!
That one's kinda so-so.
They cleaned up the oil spill.
A necromancer pops up in front of a busty blonde. She says, "Is that a high character value in your pants, or are you just happy to see me?"
Boom, miss.
That Hawaiian shirt is about as loud as he is aggressive. That looks so healthy, you're likely to go into
The other day,
vitamin shock
I
just by
ordered an
looking
escort
at it.
service, but they didn't want to jerk me off. They just wanted to heal me all the time instead. They told me that's what happens when you're an escort at a party. So I said, I get the party bit.
Ba-dum-bum.
I found a great spell here that can even silence the dragon back home. Damn, that other joke book worked better. Imagine you roll for an orgasm, and all you get is wisdom.
Ba-dum-bum.
I really don't need it.
The other day, I was in the forest and saw an orc about to eat a beautiful woman. So I said, "Hey," and then I wanted to search the room, but I only rolled a 3, and then the orc ate me instead.
Ba-dum-bum.
why did the rogue go to an LGBTQ plus tavern? He was looking for traps.
Ba-dum-bum.
I don't understand that one either. Let's try this one. Why did the City Watch shoot the Warlock on sight? Because he was a black magician.
Ba-dum-bum.
This isn't gonna work. I better go back and test it again. An orc, a troll, and a Mandalorian walk into a bar. The Mandalorian says, "I roll a 7." The orc drops dead in its tracks. Says the Mandalorian, "Hey, I didn't shoot first." Okay. That one's kinda so-so. Hey, I'm trying to work here. What do you want?
Your jokes are kind of odd.
I made them all up myself.
You did?
Yeah, well, I mean, sometimes I take advice from my team.
You have a team?
Stop the interrogation already. Yeah, I take what I can get. Actually, I copy it all from a joke book. And I don't even have that anymore. I lost it. I had it with me at that crazy festival. Maybe somebody there switched it. Instead, now I got this book about role-playing games. But they're kinda strange. I mean, who wouldn't want to dress up as a sexy nurse or something in a role-playing game, but a mage? A healer? Or a dwarf? Well, I guess I'll just have to make the best of it.
Can I have this book on role-playing games?
The only thing I'd swap it for would be a decent joke book. Preferably the one I know. If you can get me that, you can have this Dungeon Master crap.
You ever get too old to be a comedian?
Honestly, I've been asking myself that for a while now. This rock star life in the spotlight, it's pretty exhausting.
I can imagine.
It's a tough life. But someone has to bring a little joy to the dismal daily humdrum.
Even if that dismal daily humdrum is on a sun-drenched tropical island? I find your jokes...
Yes?
killer.
Thanks. A man of the world with refined taste.
Somehow no one has ever called me that before.
Then I'm the only one who understands you.
You know, that kind of worries me now. Well, I'll let you get back to clowning around.
Hey, comedy is a serious business.
I wonder if I need cups.
I already have one.
A necromancer pops up in front of a busty blonde. She says, "Is that a high character value in your pants? Or are you just happy to see me?"
It's open.
Be gone with you. Locked, but I can hear someone in there breathing pretty heavily. I feel a draft. Better not. Those two things won't work together. That's fine, just...
What that is? What's the alligator? Oh, I guess picking the orchid's not a good move.
That would be a little too... I don't need an audience. That won't help.
That won't help. Supposed to be unsafe. I didn't pick up.
What a blowhard. Not right at the moment. More in general. The inflatable guy's valve fits right in the hole.
Larry, I pulled something else from Swingle's file for you.
And?
The Marquis de Carnard, who tried to kill the others from the Unsatisfied, there's conflicting information. Either he went crazy and tried to throw himself into the volcano with the keystone, or Cockburn tried to kill him there. Either way, the Marquis disappeared with his stone somewhere on or inside the volcano.
Okay, maybe we can find something. They look tasty, so they could be poisonous. An electric generator with a socket. I have to connect something.
Again.
Practical. No, my mom... The mouth of the volcano can't be far away. Hello. Nice outfit.
Who cares?
What?
As long as there's nothing hanging in the way. Try climbing when things are dangling off you everywhere.
Finally, a good reason for scanty clothing. I'm Larry. Larry Laffer?
And I'm Nora.
Do you climb professionally?
You could say that. I just turned my hobby into my profession.
Mountain climber?
Biologist.
What does that have to do with climbing?
How the hell else am I supposed to get to the critters I'm investigating? Some of them are really fast and agile. Besides, I like the athletic challenge.
Good for the abs.
Unfortunately, I often miss my grip and fall.
Oh. What's your favorite animal?
Cats.
What? Just cats? I would have expected some totally exotic animal.
I don't like to take work home with me.
Good point. I'd like to get up to the top of that volcano.
Why would you want to go up there?
I'm looking for a stone from one of the founding fathers.
Which founding fathers?
The ones who discovered this archipelago.
Rocks are boring. I'd love to help you get up there, but I can't do it without my climbing gear.
There's supposed to be a dead marquis here somewhere. Did you see one?
No, I'm only interested in pod geckos.
In what?
The archipelago is home to many rare species, but one is truly unique, and it can only survive on the edges of a volcano. The long-tailed pod gecko. If only I could observe one. Unfortunately, some of my climbing equipment is missing. My sister Dora must have taken it by mistake.
Dora the Explorer.
Where can I find your sister, then?
Oh, I have no idea where the hell she is now. She usually doesn't know herself. She's always totally overbooked. She said something about looking for a certain plant. What was it called again? Something with V.
Vagina.
Right.
What? Really?
Vagina dentata.
Nice name for a plant.
I'm not a plant person myself. It's an orchid that only grows in one place in the archipelago. It's extremely rare and has been growing here for centuries. But, like I said, I don't know anything about that stuff.
Larry, there's a passage in Swingle's file that mentions that plant. Apparently, the Marquis was looking for this plant because it's believed to have sexual magical powers.
If the Marquis was there, maybe there's a clue to the keystone. Do you know any more precisely where it is?
The location is in the jungle on Gafuku Island, and I have detailed directions on how to get there. We have to go to a very specific clearing.
Then let's get a move on.
And when you get there, bring my climbing gear, will you please? And give my love to Dora.
I have to run.
Excuse me.
Hey!
What's up?
Do you have any idea what happened to all that junk I collected?
Junk? What junk?
The junk that was hanging on that hook.
The raft-shaped junk?
The junk-shaped junk.
I, recycled it for you. Isn't that great? Anything for the planet. So how's that bird doing now?
I had to scrub it for hours to get the oil out of his feathers. But I did it.
Great news!
I set him free in the jungle, even in a spot where there was a female close by. But as soon as he saw it, he panicked and ran in the opposite direction.
That's weird. What a strange bird. Another animal in distress somewhere?
Not at the moment. Would you help me if the alarm went off somewhere?
Sorry, I have a lot of animals to take care of myself.
That's definitely a good reason.
Once you're done at Kahlua, where will you go from here?
I don't know yet. I go where I'm needed. There are still enough people in this world who go through life without thinking about others. Always throwing things away, tipping them over, breaking them, stealing them.
Sometimes there's just no other way.
I beg your pardon?
Nothing. See you later. It's already perfectly built. It's already...
Hey! Hands off!
Check out the observation deck. Yeah, guy's going.
I'll just leave that there. I'll just leave that. So, let's see. That must have been the Galactic Festival. I don't see anything here that could provide a lead to Faith.
What if I gotta make juice out of the berries?
Freshly pressed is always the best.
The other day, I ordered an escort service, but they didn't want to jerk me off. They just wanted to heal me all the time instead. They told me that's what happens when you're an escort at a party. So I said, I get the party bit. I found a great spell here that can even silence the dragon back home. Damn, that other joke book worked better. Imagine you roll for an orgasm, and all you get is wisdom. The other day, I was in the forest and saw an orc about to eat a beautiful woman. So I said, hey! And then I wanted to search the room, but I only rolled a 3. And then the orc ate me instead.
See if I missed anything.
Why did the rogue go to an LGBTQ plus tavern? He was looking for traps. I don't understand that one either.
BRB.
I don't need...
It doesn't always seem...
It's already perfectly built.
He doesn't even understand his own jokes. It's because he's reading a D&D book.
Better not. I might...
I don't think I missed anything.
See you later.
Review everything.
Those can't be combined. That won't help. Good idea, but...
No, I can't put the suit on that. Yeah, it says on here that I think I did everything. Should be coming up with a map.
It's already... It's all... I'm proud of my... It's already...
Maybe I gotta do something with this electric generator first.
Better not. That's fun. That one. Better. That's fun. That won't. Better not. I don't think so. Have to run.
So this is Nora the Explorer, and the other one is Dora. Okay, I'm short like an item or something.
I already have one, and that'll do.
Filled it up with juice?
Let's try this one. Why did the City Watch shoot the Warlock on sight? Because he...
I haven't empty one.
It's still wet.
This isn't gonna work. I better go back and test it again.
Don't... Those can't be
An orc, a troll, and a Mandalorian walk into a bar. The Mandalorian says, "I roll a 7." The orc drops dead in its tracks. Says the Mandalorian, "Hey, I didn't shoot first."
Those two...
Okay. That one's kinda so-so.
Relax. Hey, Shawnee! See you later. Okay. It's already... I'm proud of... That's fine, just the way it is. The crocodile provides perfect protection for one side of my raft. It's already perfectly built. It's already... Aesthetically, this may not be the best shock protection, but as long as it works. It's already... It's locked up nice and tight. Hey! It's already...
I don't know. I think there's something missing here. Oh, I think I screwed up. Oh, way back there, though. Autosave? No. I think I have to. You have to leave the inflatables off of the boat to do something.
It's already... I'm leaving now, but... And maybe another woman will want to have sex with me.
If she doesn't have anything better to do.
See if I missed any speech options.
Hey, Shawnee! What was that again?
The island where my benefit... Its coordinates are -20 and 3. You can't get there, otherwise you'll smash up on...
I've heard that's a... See you later.
That's important, probably.
I'm not jumping in. I have to get... What can you tell?
There's muff.
What?
No one's ever.
Good reason.
Then there's it's and shit.
What?
There.
Relax. That looks inviting, but...
A necromancer pops up in front of a... She says is... Hey, what are you... I made them up.
You did?
Yeah, What? Sometime
You have a...
Stop the... Yeah, actually, and I don't... I had it... Maybe instead now. I mean... Well...
Gladys...
The only... Preferably, if you can get...
Well...
Hey.
Where can I find...
Oh, she said what was it called?
Vagina?
Right.
What?
Vagina.
Nice name.
I'm not a, it's extra, what?
If...
The we,
Then...
and we... And give my love to Dora.
After run.
Dora and Nora.
An electric generator with a socket for appliances.
I have to vacuum up those ants.
It's already...
Look at the pole's tied. There's a piece of bread you gotta collect somewhere. They didn't notice the bread.
I'll take one.
The other day,
That's all I needed.
I ordered an escort service, but they didn't want to jerk me off. They just wanted to heal me all the time instead. They told me that's what happens when you're an escort at a party. So I said, I get the party bit.
It'd be dumb if that's all it was that piece of bread, eh?
It's already perfectly built.
Wasn't that? Glad I got the piece of bread, I guess. But
That's the information he collected, and he drew penises all around the edges. Pretty dry and hard to eat. Good idea, but that won't work. Those two things won't work together. Those can't be combined. I'm gonna check this guide here, see if there's anything I missed. Go to hotel, look for his notes in the room. You collect the massage wand, green tentacle under the pillow, ball gag, black fetish outfit in the closet. You have to move it. Anal plug on the box of tissues. Strap on from the dead gimp. After you pull the lever, put each toy on the color. Start with the pink butt plug. Use telephone number to enter those. It is diary, the blow up doll. You can also use the telephone to call all available numbers for achievement. Collecting the diary, you want to go through what you need to collect the golden shaft to get into the cave. Talk to Bobby about the relic, you make a deal. Like the inflatable alligator. Like the energy drink. Talk to Shondi, she'll tell you about the island has rough seas. Talk to Lewis. He has the wrong book. Collect a empty piece of bread and empty cup. Use the deflated blow-up doll on the hole in the middle stall. In the toilet stall on the left. Pull the chain. Go up the stairs. Collect the pliers, berries, shovel. Talk to Nora. Needs her climbing gear. She'll tell you that her sister Dora is looking for a special plant. You get instructions how to get the plant. So it should be calling up the map there. Where you're looking at concert ticket. What concert are you going to now? See that Sinead O'Connor died?
It's already.
A certain part of my boat?
It's already.
Wasn't that old either, you know. I don't know, maybe there's a bug or something in this game. There's any bugs. Glenda Carlisle. That'll be exciting. You get tickets to the NHL game that's going to Australia too. That'd be even better. Because, you know, they've never been to Australia before. Ooh, the NHL. I sent you the link before. in Discord. Like hockey, NHL hockey, the sport, they're going to Australia. Melbourne in September. For the Los Angeles Kings and the Coyotes. That'll be a historic moment because they've never been to Australia before. Though you've never seen hockey in real life, even if you're not into hockey, going to an event like that, you know, it's pretty exciting. You know, the whole ambiance of the sport, you know, being part of history. A global series, Australia. I bet you that'll be like amazing to see for the very first time. You know, because they're going to be seriously jet lagged to coming back, so it'll probably hurt my Kings. Otherwise, you know, you have to go all the way to North America to watch an official NHL game. So it's probably way more efficient for you to go to Melbourne to watch an NHL game. You know, you can't say you've been to an NHL game ever, right? Oh, this isn't triggering. This is weird.
See you later.
Make a new save. Try to dashboard the game and then start it up again. No, I haven't. See, it'd be the first and only potentially time you've ever watched a pro NHL game live. There's just a bug here, and I can.
It's all ready. It's locked up nice.
Weird. Well, that sucks. I seem to have encountered some sort of thing that won't let me proceed here. Just missing one item or it's a bug, one of the two. There.
Okay, what should I...
here.
They don't look like... I like my...
Oh, I see. I just kind of randomly hit the numbers, but I guess you put these in the order of the colors, and then that gives away the numbers on this chart.
I better leave Swingle's toys here. He needs them more than I do. Is there
There hasn't been. He was deep. I once tried.
What was it then?
If it moves, you.
Nice mop.
Exactly.
Can I have the stone? It's real.
The only way I'd let it out of my. It's supposed to have. If she doesn't have it.
Maybe I'm just clicking the wrong spot.
That's it. I'm not listening anymore.
There's nothing left in there.
You are our guest.
Kenny, thank you for liking. I'm sure I've gotten everything.
It's all red.
Looking at for hints on that boat thing, because there should be a map that pulls up here, but I don't see any reported bugs.
Oh, Summer Road.
Look at a video here. Oh, hold on. Here's the map right here. It wasn't a bug, it was just I didn't know it was on my phone. I thought I had to click on the boat to get the map. That was kind of ridiculous. Oh, I got eaten by a shark. How long does this go before you finish it? I'm not really sure. It's not a very long game. The other stream I did like, or the other game I did like 3 or 4 streams. I mean, he's gotta do the tasks and then get to the golden cave and draw her in there, I think, and then probably be the end of the game. Why is that? You're trying to figure out how long you should stay away before I'm done? Like, this game sucks. Although it slowed me down a lot by, looking around and looking around for this one thing, which was just in the phone, so that was kind of unlucky. There we go. We hit the rocks and we hit the eaten by a shark. We almost got all the different deaths. There's an achievement for that. Like, this game is funny. It's kind of weird at some points, eh? I think I could put the inflatables on now, though. Because, I had to crash into the rocks for that one achievement. I guess I gotta maybe land back on the island.
The crocodile provides perfect. Aesthetically, this may not be the best shock protection, but as long as it works. It's already...
Larry, Swingle had also collected some interesting information about this island.
I have to admit, I am curious.
Gofuku Island holds traces of a lost civilization. Swingle suspected that this cavern of cosmic cognition is located here somewhere.
Good to know.
However, this is also the island with all the death traps left behind by an ancient civilization.
Oh.
What's this
Maybe you
game?
can even eat it.
And maybe you'll start to glow from within.
I wouldn't mind.
Please just shoot Larry. Look at.
You are our guest.
There's a blow up doll. Thank you for liking, much appreciated. Oh my.
Ah, here's the path the Marquis described.
Hey, there's Dora the Explorer. There's the vagina dentata. Holy cow, it's huge, eh?
Hey, would you be Dora?
Who wants to know?
I do.
I mean, who are you?
Larry. Larry Laffer.
And how does that help me?
I don't know. You asked.
I give up.
Don't worry, you get used to him.
Your sister says to say hi.
Thanks. Did she fall off something again?
No, but she's preparing to climb the volcano.
I sure hope that doesn't turn into a train wreck.
Have you seen a gold stone or a dead Marquis lying around here anywhere?
No, I probably would have noticed both of those things.
Too bad. What are you doing here?
Actually, I came here to examine the ruins. They're one of my specialities. I more or less fell into it.
Into the job?
No, I was on vacation in South America when I got separated from my group and fell into a pit. Landed right on top of this gold statue. Man, it hurt. Then I was constantly on TV and everyone said I was an explorer specialized in some sort of tombs. And since I had nothing better to do, I thought I'd just travel around and see if I could find some more.
Any luck?
Not so far, but
Maybe
that
she's
statue made me
Tomb Raider.
rich, so it doesn't matter.
Wow, good for you.
I'm concentrating on plants now. They don't hurt as much when you fall on them.
Looks like falling seems to run in your family.
Well, they had all the sex earlier, so now they're talking.
I'm supposed to bring Nora her climbing equipment.
Yeah, I must have taken it by mistake. I'm such a mess sometimes. I'll take it back to her once the orchid has bloomed.
Is that the vagina dentata? Maybe I can help you get it to blossom.
Oh, you've heard of it? Yeah, it is. Don't you dare touch it. It's very sensitive and only the most empathetic and sensitive people should approach it. Otherwise, it will never bloom, and if it does, I want to be there to see it happen.
I'm totally empathic.
I'm not so sure about that yet.
It's a video game, Maverick. They all look like
That
this.
would be a magical moment. But only absolute experts should be present for that. Like me. And you don't look the type.
But I know a lot about flowers. And bees.
Oh yeah? Okay then. There are many different orchids in the archipelago, but they are all extremely poisonous except for one species. You can bring me one of those, can't you?
Of course.
I'm sure you also know that all the others are deadly. Just the slightest skin contact will kill you.
Where exactly does it grow again?
If you know so much about orchids, I'm sure you'll have
It's a
no
video
trouble
game. They all
finding
look like cartoons, Maverick. What do you think? They're realistic? Either cartoony or they or just drawn a little slightly less cartoony.
How's your relationship with your sister?
We actually get along quite well, although there is a bit of rivalry. After all, we work in similar fields. I think she could be a little more relaxed. She's always looking for the next big challenge. She should stop and smell the flowers along the way.
Like you.
Exactly.
Which flower do you want me to bring you again?
A specimen of the only orchid on the island that is not poisonous.
Well, I
See you later.
got poisoned by 2 of them.
I'm supposed to bring Nora her climbing equipment.
I'll take it back to her once the orchid is bloomed. Hands off. It's very sensitive.
It looks pretty sensitive.
I better not touch the roots.
There's games that look like 3D anime.
Which flower?
A specimen of the...
See you later. That's not the kind of bush I like. I can see something through the hole.
Oh, we gotta memorize that maybe?
I can see something through the hole.
2 leaves are kinda...
That huge
Keith.
rock has to be moved out of the way first.
Oh, maybe. I might watch the movies.
I can see something through the hole.
The 2 hands pointing inwards. Anything else over here? Get back.
But we can't get away from here.
I know. I feel
Hey,
the
it's the
same
guys
way
from the
you
last
do, in
game.
case you haven't noticed. We can't just play LARP anyway.
And how are we supposed to do that without a game master?
We just make it up ourselves?
Have you ever made anything up yourself?
No. But being a game master can't be that hard.
You also said making a computer game wasn't hard.
Hey, and nobody told me you need an engine for that. And it was the publisher's fault anyway.
We didn't have one.
But they would have screwed everything up if we had found one.
Whatever. We need a game master. And game masters don't just fall from the heavens. Besides, can't even enter the ruins.
We could play right here.
No. There's not enough atmosphere.
You know what? I've had enough. Yeah, we're out of here.
Hey, what are you two doing here? Are you selling pie phones in the jungle now? And did they make you wear those clothes?
Oh, damn, Finley. It's that weirdo from New Lost Wages.
Don't move, Kyle. Maybe he won't notice us.
I'm already talking to you.
Damn, it didn't work.
Have you seen a book of bad jokes around here anywhere?
Joe, we took one of those from the festival. Our role-playing book went missing there. It sucks.
Can I have it?
Sure, we threw it away.
Threw it away where?
Somewhere out there, outside the cave.
Okay. What are you doing here on the island?
We came here for the Galactic Festival. It was supposed to be a one-of-a-kind event.
Hey, it's supposed to be Jabba the Hutt and Salacious Scrum.
We promised that nothing would be impossible.
And women.
Yeah, loads of stars were supposed to be here.
They weren't.
Total flop. No stars. We almost drowned.
And then there was the storm.
All a total waste. But we found a few like-minded people here and we thought, huh, let's do a LARP.
This is the, hey, Asta, this is the second game in a row I played with LARPing in it. I think they might appreciate that too.
I have no idea what a LARP is.
A live-action role-playing game. We slip into the roles of characters with whom we can identify.
Or who are completely different from ourselves.
And then we immerse ourselves completely in a world of fantasy. For a while.
Doesn't sound half bad.
But it all depends on the quality of the Game Master. They lead us through the fantasy world, and if they can't do that...
Unfortunately, we don't have one at the moment.
How does that LARP thing of yours work?
We experience the wildest adventures in a world of fantasy. Each of us slips into a role, and the Game Master tells us what we experience.
That's it?
It's harder than it sounds.
A game master has to know exactly what they're doing.
Otherwise, it gets really boring.
Am I talking to myself? Apparently.
Hey, I could be your game master.
Who? You?
You don't look the type.
You have no idea just how much imagination I really have.
You just have to have enough for each of us here.
Of course.
But we also want to play in a location that's just perfect for us.
What do you have?
Isn't it time for your bed, Maverick? You should get out of here.
And tackle deadly traps.
The more dangerous, the better.
You know anywhere like that?
I have to find the perfect location for the LARP first.
Well, let us know when you find it.
How come there aren't any women in your LARP?
They're just not interested in that sort of thing.
None of them wanted us to save them. Well, we would have chained them up so nicely. They wouldn't even have had to say anything. Just sit there and look pretty. Like that was too much to ask.
Now, we have to leave it all to our imaginations.
Oh, I had to handle it that
No, but you always said that you have to go to bed right when you show up, so.
I have to get going.
I bet you this red shirt guy dies.
Hi, I'm Larry. Larry Laffer. And you look like...
That's Roger Wilco.
a time traveler.
What? What on earth gave you that idea? I'm a janitor.
And that would have been my next guess.
I'm will comply.
Interesting name you have there.
You can thank my parents for that.
What were their names?
Reese and Eve.
So what do you do as a janitor?
You know, cleaning services.
Do you work at a school or something?
No way! I'm a freelance janitor. If the dirt gets bad and you just don't know, who you gonna call?
You?
You know it. Will Comply gets everything clean. I can yell at school children, tenants, or employers too if that's what the client wants. Costs extra though.
How'd you end up here?
I was looking for a new
What's
professional
the pause?
challenge,
I
this
don't know.
galactic
Maybe your
festival came
connection's
along
bad.
At the perfect time. So I thought, hey, why not apply in the corresponding costume? So I made this one myself, got the job, and, well, I'm sure you saw how that turned out. Now I don't know how to get back to New Lost Wages, and somehow I ended up with these guys. They told me that they needed more players for their LARP. I've never done anything like that before. But I'm flexible.
And in this LARP, you are what?
An intergalactic janitor, of course.
Isn't that a little unimaginative? Isn't a LARP about slipping into completely different roles?
But why should I completely abandon my innate abilities?
Gotta go.
Besides,
Good. Get
the
out of
monsters
here.
are not to be underestimated. It's kind of like the Swiss Army knife of cleaning equipment.
I have been to a lot of places, but it wasn't until I arrived on this island that I truly understood the word special.
What?
Don't listen to her. She has a problem with men like us who have extraordinary gifts. As Game Master, I can offer you a great story.
Really? Can I clean up in there too? Really? The best would be if it takes place in a filthy dump where I have to make a heroic effort to clean up. Is there anywhere like that around here?
I have to find the perfect location for the LARP first.
Good. Then let me know.
Over. Hey,
What's
Smokey
Smokey LARPing
Bear,
as?
You're here too.
Larry Laffer. Red Shirt, this is the man I was telling you about, who opened my eyes to the great truth.
Oh, it's an honor. I hope I too may experience an awakening like that.
What have you been up to, Smokey?
Not so loud. They have microphones everywhere. If I'm not careful, they'll track me down again.
Oh, right.
I had to leave New Lost Wages in a hurry because they picked up my scent. They were everywhere. The man on the bus who kept looking at me, the ticket machine was
Trying to collect
watching me.
information. That's why they
Then
talk a lot.
there was
Maybe you should get out of here.
It was in league with them. I then went to Louisiana for a conference on the secret world conspiracy. That's where I learned so many more hidden truths. 111! That's where I also received a flyer for a galactic festival here on this island. There were supposed to be lectures about the aliens who landed here a long time ago and founded a high culture. Supposedly, they hid their profound knowledge about mankind here. A place where you can discover the final insight into yourself.
I heard about that, too.
That's what I'm saying! There must be something to it. Anyway, the festival was a disaster. I don't know who organized it.
Gotta talk to the red
Nothing
shirt.
worked. But at least I met these other folks who are organizing a LARP. Don't tell them. But I think they actually believe it's just a game. And that's when it's the path to true self-discovery.
Who calls their kid Red Shirt?
We didn't want to bother to think one up first, and then have him drop dead anyway.
What?
That's what those two guys over there said. I have no idea what they meant either.
But I'm an important member of the crew. We agreed on that.
I don't understand any of this, but those two seem to know what they're talking
I'm
about.
sure the humor is well past your head.
Dig hard.
Whatever. Anyway, we're here for a LARP.
What's supposed to happen in this LARP?
I want to find traces of an ancient civilization. They could be behind the current conspiracy.
And I expect an interstellar adventure. Alien races with whom we can live in peace. A
He's
real
holding
step
a
forward
penis.
for mankind. Wisdom and peace.
Earlier, you said something about wanting to kick some alien ass.
For purely dramaturgical reasons, of course. Besides, I'd
Live
really
action
like to
role
experience
playing.
a
They
fist
just said
fight
that
against
5
a
minutes
lizard
ago.
man, where he shreds my shirt and everyone sees my muscles.
Lizard man, where? I never should have thrown my old tinfoil hat in the trash. This new one is crap.
Of course, it can't be a first contact because that would require following a different directive.
Where are the lizard men?
Easy, Smokey, easy. I haven't seen any.
That only means that they're well hidden.
But without a game master, nothing's gonna happen. Those two bozos over there know
There's lots of
exactly how this should
penises in
work.
this game.
I could be your game master.
You think this is something for you?
Oh, let him give it a try. As long as I can fight Lizard Man. But we also need the perfect setting. Did you find something?
I have to...
We'll wait.
See you later.
Lots of what? Penises, you know? Big schlangs. The ding-dongs. Phallic shapes.
Especially good with milk. How useful. Candles always come in handy.
You've never heard of penises? Gonna need one more stone slab.
Maybe those guys threw the joke book in here. That must be Lewis's joke book. Nothing happened. I can see something through the hole. I can't change those. It's got weird symbols on it. Looks pretty old. Interesting stone ring with strange symbols. The stone disc fits on there perfectly. The stone disc fits on there perfectly. The stone disc fits on there perfectly. Now it looks like all the discs are in place. The socket's secure now.
I guess that's where he put them. Well, I think I'm gonna go to bed because I gotta work tomorrow. But thank you for whatever role you played today. If you want to check out my YouTube, links in the video description. There are some Animal Crossing clips and vacation clips and past streams and stuff. Timothy and Caesar, thank you for sharing. Most recent chatters, Maverick, Esta. I don't know who else is still around. Would you eat meat grown in a lab? 56% said yes. 44% said no. Interesting. But yeah. Hopefully we'll see you again soon. Don't forget to follow if you haven't followed. And if you're watching the video after that, liking and stuff like that. It's a good thing to do. Have a good night.